Hey guys, it's Shannon. Welcome back to my channel. I just did a huge Hobby Lobby haul and took advantage of their 75% off home decor sale as well as their 66% off spring discount that they had going on, and I did a whole haul video on that, so if you'd like to check that out, I will have that linked down in the description box below. And I found a few things that I really loved, but I really want to make them more personalized and more customized, so I thought I would do a tutorial on a few of the items, like this wood sign here that is actually really pretty and I love it. However, it is the wrong way. So I really liked the frame on this and I like the idea behind it, but I actually need it to go this way. And although I can make my own wood signs, this one has a little bit more detail on it that I really loved. So I went ahead and grabbed this frame here. It was normally $27.99, so I got it for half off on their wall decor sale. And so for only about $14, I got a really nice wood sign that I'm gonna use as basically just a background. And then I grabbed a couple other things from their big discounts that they had going on. So I'm going to update those and I'll bring you guys along to show you the transformation. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so since I showed you this sign, first we'll start with this. And basically all I want to do is tape off the edges here because I want to change the middle inside. So all I have is my white chalk paint, which is by Waverly, and I get that from Walmart. I have a foam paintbrush and my painter's tape, and then I want to add my own saying and decal to it, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this decal later on, but let's go ahead and get our wood sign painted. All right, so it took about 5 coats of the white chalk paint to cover up that wording that was already on here, but now it's nice and covered. So I let this sit and dry for a couple hours because now we're gonna apply a decal, and I didn't want the transfer tape to peel any of this chalk paint off of the back. So I let that sit for a couple hours, and now let's go ahead and move on and work with our vinyl and this decal. All right, so I am working with a matte black vinyl by Oracle, number 651 for this decal. And if you have a vinyl cutter, you're gonna actually go to my Etsy shop, which is crossonmyheart.com, and you will find this design in there. So you can download it as a JPEG file or as an SVG file, and you can cut it on your own machine to recreate this. Or if you don't have a vinyl machine like a Cricut, or I use a Silhouette, then you can actually purchase this decal from my Etsy shop as well, and it will come weeded like I'm showing you how to do here, and it will also have a transfer sheet on top, which I will show you as soon as I'm done weeding this. And then all you have to do is apply it to your project. Now vinyl is really great for wood and ceramics and glass and plastic, anything like that, like a hard surface. It's not really good for fabrics. So here's a look at the design that I created, and like I said, you can get the file or this decal from my Etsy shop, which is crossonmyheart.com. And now I'm going to move over and add my transfer sheet on top of it, and I just use Duck brand clear laminate that I get from Walmart for this. So I just apply the clear plastic over the top, peel it off, and then my vinyl will transfer onto this clear laminate before I place it onto my project and transfer the vinyl onto the wood sign. And here's a look at the vinyl transferred on. And I think this is such a great idea to sort of take something that you already have, maybe an old wood sign or something like that that you already have that you want to revamp. So really, really simple concept and idea that you can kind of use and make work for what you have on hand. Or if you find a piece, like I really, really loved this frame around it. So even though the piece didn't necessarily work for me, I love that I could make it more customized just with a little bit of paint and vinyl. All right, now this next piece is from Hobby Lobby's spring collection, which was 66% off. So it was normally $89.99, and then at 66% off, I paid only $30 for it. And I actually want to use this as a trash can, so that's why I really liked it, because it has this lid on it. But I thought it'd be a lot more handy to have a handle on the top, and this is a wood top, so it will screw right in really, really easily. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is just add a handle to this. And these are my favorite handles. They are from Lowe's. This is an Allen Roth brand, kind of primitive black metal handle. These are the most inexpensive pieces of hardware that I've found that are really, really farmhouse looking, and they're only like $1 something, maybe like $1.12 or something like that. So I've used these on quite a few projects because they're really, really inexpensive, and they're actually really nice too. So what I'm going to do is add this handle to the wood top. All right, so I have the handle added on to the top there, and metal is actually another really great thing to add vinyl to because it likes to stick to the metal really nicely. And even though I'm using this as a trash can, I don't necessarily want it to say trash or just have that kind of look to it. I want it to look more like a decorative piece, so I've created a design here, and I'm going to go ahead and add this vinyl decal to the front, and I'll show you how I do that as well. All right, now, so this is the same thing as the last decal that I showed you. If you have a vinyl cutter or vinyl machine, this design will be in my Etsy shop again, crossingmyheart.com, and if you don't have a vinyl machine, then the decal will also be available. Again, this is just matte black Oracle vinyl, number 651 that I'm using. And I'm just gonna weed this out here and use my Duck brand transfer tape over the top of it to transfer this design onto the front of the metal container. And here is a look at the decal, all ready to go. So if you order this from my Etsy shop, it will be just like this. You don't have to do any of the work, any of the weeding, and it will come with the transfer tape on top. So all you have to do is remove your transfer tape. You'll put it onto your surface. Use your squeegee like I have here. If you don't have a squeegee, you could use a popsicle stick or a credit card to apply it. Press it down, and then you peel your transfer tape off, and your vinyl decal will be left on your surface. And here it is all finished. So you can take something so simple and really give it character and personality and customize it with simple things like new hardware and custom decals. So I know I speed this up and make it look like it goes really, really quickly, but you do have to really take your time. It's not foolproof, so if you go slow and make sure that your surface is clean and prepped, you just want to use soap and water. You don't want to use anything with a chemical in it like a kitchen spray, because that could affect how your decal will transfer onto your surface. So just take your time and you will get a nice clean transfer like this one here. All right, and then our next project is going to be transforming our cute little beaded garland here. I actually have a tutorial on how to create your own farmhouse beaded garland. If you want to check that out, I'll link that down below. These are actually pre-made. They're from Hobby Lobby's 75% off home clearance, and they were normally $7.99, but they were on clearance for only $1.99. So you just can't beat that. But if you want to create your own and you can't find these at your Hobby Lobby, down in the description box I'll link my Amazon favorite store, and I will have a link to the beads that I use because I order my beads off of Amazon for that. And then you always could find these wooden discs at your local craft store and recreate these if you can't find these exact clearanced out ones. So these here are blank on one side, fortunately, and then this side had a monogram on it. Now these don't work for me, and I couldn't find any that would, but I don't want to not use this side because it definitely can be transformed to make it work. So what I'm going to do is the back side here that's plain, I have some decals made and ready to go. So I'm just gonna put some decals on this side, and then this side I'm gonna paint with chalk paint. Alright, so here they are. I added 2 coats of paint just to this top side, so this back side is still neutral, or the wood. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about these decals. I did 4 different ones. So I did Blessed, Harvest, Joy, and Love. Basically an everyday one for fall, one for Christmas time, and a love one, which could kind of be used year-round, but it would also be really great for Valentine's Day. So I did 4 different ones, and I will have these available in my Etsy shop as well at crossmyheart.com. If you're going to create your own, I did use the font Bramello, and then these are about 1.5 inches wide so they would fit on here, but of course the size yours so they fit to the size of the disc that you're using. But if you want these all ready to go, and you can even use these on different projects, you could put these on your own wood sign, little baskets, something like that. And so these will come ready to go in my Etsy shop. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to apply, you know, one to each side, and then you could even really get personal with these and paint your wood beads different colors. I decided not to, just because since it's going to have, you know, a Christmas one on one side, a fall one on the other side, it's not necessarily red and green, or definitely not going to work for fall. So instead, my idea is to just add a little bit of ribbon. So maybe some red and white twine would work really, really well for Christmas time and joy, just to tie a little bow at the top. And then when you want to use the other side, you just take your string or your ribbon off and flip it over. And then maybe for harvest, really gingham could work for any time of year depending on your decor. So that could really work with harvest. The red and white could work with Valentine's Day and Christmas. Or you could keep it neutral and do something like some jute and just tie a little bow with some jute on there, and that would work with all of these too. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my decals onto these little round discs. All right, so here they are. Super, super cute and so easy to just add a little decal to these, a little bit of paint to these. I'm gonna add a little bit of ribbon and they will be ready to go. Shop your own home, your local thrift store or department stores to find bargains like I did here today. And all you have to do is add some simple design elements to really give them a more personalized look. Don't forget to check the description box below where I'll have a link to my Etsy shop where you'll find the designs and decals from this tutorial. I hope that this tutorial inspired you. Make sure to take a second and give it a thumbs up for me. And also hit that subscribe button so you can stick around and join me every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for new DIYs, tutorials, and new inspiration. And while you're at it, hit the bell as well so that you get notified when my videos go live. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.